Hello and welcome. My name is Alexandra Amati and I'm a musicologist. And I am here to invite you to join me for a class that will examine the work and the lives to a certain extent of composers who are less known than they deserve because they had the bad idea to be born female. Some of these names you might recognize because of their significant others. Others you may never have heard, but we will certainly study them and listen to some gorgeous music. We will start with the first composer whose name is actually known, Hildegard of Bingen, who was a nun, and she was the 10th child, and so she was given to the church like a tenth of everything that everybody owned. And she was a genius. She was a botanist, a doctor, a composer, and kings and popes referred to her for advice, and she left quite a body of music. We will look at the work of Francesca Caccini, who's the first female opera composer that we know, but she wrote a lot of other music. Music was, of course, a family affair. Her father, Francesco Caccini, is always mentioned in music history books because he was one of the original Florentine men who studied what they thought was Greek music and came up with the idea of monody, which is what allowed opera to exist. And we will talk about someone you may not have heard of, Marianne von Martinez, who was a German composer of amazing music, who was had Haydn and as her teacher. And then we will look at the music of Clara Wieck, whom you may have heard as Clara Schumann. She was Robert Schumann's wife. And then we will come to the US at the beginning of the 20th century with Amy Beach, whose music is not often, but not unfrequently performed. And then we will end with a composer who's very much alive, Pamela Z, who tours the world, but resides mostly in San Francisco. And she does avant-garde music with technology that totally escapes my understanding, but it is fascinating to watch. So we will listen to a lot of fantastic music, most of which you may not have heard before, and I hope you will join me in this interesting journey through music by women.